They told us it was about connection, a way to stay in touch with family, friends, and the world. But what they didn't tell us was that it would slowly turn into something else. At first, it was subtle. A new notification here, a viral trend there, a little dopamine rush from a like, a share, a comment. It felt good. It felt normal. But behind the scenes, a new system of control was being built, one more powerful than any government surveillance program in history. Because social media doesn't just track what you say, it shapes what you think. Every post you see, every ad they fed, every opinion you believe is yours. It's been curated, manipulated, engineered to keep you locked in a digital loop where you're not just the user, you're the product. And the algorithm, it's not your friend. It's a weapon, targeting your attention, your emotions, and your behavior. It's watching you more closely than the NSA ever could. It knows what you fear, what you love, what you'll click next. And it uses that data to push you further down a path you didn't choose. Think about it. Outrage goes viral. Division gets promoted. Extremes are rewarded. Why? Because the more angry, divided, and addicted you are, the more data you produce. The longer you stay, the more money they make. It started with advertisers, but it didn't stop there. Governments saw the power too, not just to monitor, but to influence. Elections were swayed, protests were manipulated, revolutions were triggered and crushed without a single bullet fired. All through screens, all through your feed. And the scariest part? You never even noticed it happening. Because this isn't 1984. Control doesn't need jackboots and barbed wire anymore. It just needs an app and a willing participant. Your feed is a mirror, but it's a funhouse mirror, twisting reality into whatever version keeps you scrolling. Truth doesn't matter anymore. Emotion does, engagement does, control does. And while you're distracted by memes, debates, and drama, the people behind the curtain are getting everything they want. More data, more power, more control. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's the business model, and it's working. So the next time you open your favorite app, ask yourself, who benefits from what I'm seeing? Who profits from my outrage? Who gains from my distraction? Because this was never about freedom of expression. It was always about control. The kind you don't see coming. The kind you willingly invite into your life every single day. And by the time you realize what's been taken from you, it might be too late to get it back. And it didn't happen overnight. What began as a harmless tool to connect people, likes, shares, and status updates, quietly evolved into something far more sinister. A digital mirror turned into a digital leash. In the early days, it felt like freedom. A place where anyone could speak, build an audience, become something. But behind the curtain, algorithms were being fine-tuned, not to serve the user, but to serve the system. Content that sparked outrage was rewarded. Emotion wasn't just measured, it was manipulated. And slowly, the platform stopped being neutral. Censorship wasn't announced. It crept in quietly, cloaked in terms like community guidelines and public safety. Voices disappeared, not because they broke the law, but because they broke the narrative. But here's the most terrifying part. The control isn't obvious. It's not shackles or bars. It's distraction. It's convenience. It's engineered addiction. They don't silence you by force. They drown you in noise. You think you're free, while every scroll is training you, nudging you, programming you. What to think, what to feel, who the enemy is. And if you ever question the system too loudly, you're branded a threat, a conspiracy theorist, a danger to democracy, all while the real threat, total invisible control, tightens its grip. Social media didn't connect the world, it captured it. And now, the prison is global. Because it's not just about clicks or likes anymore, it's about surveillance, behavior prediction, mass manipulation. A war is being fought, not with bombs or bullets, but with data and dopamine. And the scary truth, we volunteered for it. We gave them everything, our thoughts, our habits, our fears. And in return, we got endless content and a false sense of freedom. The platforms know you better than you know yourself. And those who control the platforms control the future. So the question is no longer, are we being watched? It's who's watching and why. Because once you give up your mind, you don't need chains. You're already under control. At first, it was subtle. A few censored posts here, a few banned accounts there. The excuse was always the same. For your safety, to stop misinformation, to protect the public. But every deleted post, every shadow ban, every invisible algorithm tweak was a thread being woven into a much bigger trap. And slowly, without even realizing it, the internet, the place that once stood for freedom, became a cage built from our own desires. Social media was the perfect weapon. It didn't just connect people, it divided them, it radicalized them, it distracted them. Instead of thinking, we scrolled. Instead of questioning, we clicked. Instead of resisting, we liked. The platforms didn't sell products. They sold outrage, fear, division, because that's what kept us hooked. And behind the screens, a new kind of empire was rising. One that didn't need armies or guns, just control of what you see and what you don't. Then came the next phase, artificial intelligence. At first, it was cute. Funny chatbots, personalized ads, but soon, the systems learned faster than we did, predicting our thoughts, controlling our decisions, creating invisible walls around what we could know and what we couldn't. It wasn't just surveillance anymore, it was preemptive control. You weren't just being watched, you were being shaped. And the worst part? We handed them the tools willingly. We fed the machine with every click, every post, every swipe. We became the weapon against ourselves. Governments, corporations, intelligence agencies, they no longer needed to suppress revolutions with violence. They could prevent them before they ever began. They could silence without force, rewrite without notice, control without consent. The dream of the internet died quietly. No explosions, no dramatic collapse, just a slow, steady erosion, until one day we woke up inside a prison we helped build. Every camera, every microphone, every sensor, every application. A network of invisible chains tightening around us. One notification at a time. And now, as new technologies rise, biometrics, brain-computer interfaces, predictive policing, the old internet seems almost innocent in comparison. Because the next frontier is your mind itself. Thoughts, memories, emotions, all digitized, all monitored, all weaponized. The internet was never just a tool. It was a blueprint, a rehearsal, for a future where freedom isn't taken with force. It's erased with a smile. Most people won't see it until it's too late. But not you. You've already started to notice the cracks in the system. The question is, will you look away? Or will you be one of the few who fights to remember what freedom used to feel like? Because if we don't resist now, there may not be anything left to resist tomorrow. You've been warned, but if you're still here, it means you're one of the few who can see through the noise. This story, the real story, is only just beginning. And if you want to keep seeing the truth they don't want you to know, then join us. Subscribe. Turn on notifications, because every video, every story is another crack in their system. They want you distracted. They want you silent. They want you gone. But together, we can be the signal in all the noise, the last signal, before it all falls silent.